Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkripatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Paramananda Madhavam. We'll read from verse number 3. Together. Avirodhitaya karma na vidyam vinivartaye vidya vidyam nihantyeva tejastimira sanghavat parichinna iva jnaanat tannashe Megha payem shumaniva. Let's start. So all the karma means all the activities, meaning all the sadhanas which we took to make our mind pure and make our mind focused. What are the terms? Chitta Shuddhi and Chitta Ekagrata. So that is the meaning of karma here. Karma does not mean just action. Yes, action also is sadhana. Action also is sadhana. Karma yoga is sadhana. And not only that, all the other sadhanas, japa, puja, everything put together. In other words, all the parampara sadhanas which helped us to gain Chitta Shuddhi, Chitta Ekagrata will not remove avidya, which is preventing us from gaining moksha. Why? Because they don't have direct opposition to ignorance. So what has direct opposition to ignorance? Knowledge. Vidya avidyam nihantyava. Only vidya. Only vidya means only bodha. Remember those words? Bodha. Only that jnana. That has a capacity, that actual experience, that has got the capacity to remove the ignorance of the self and grant us moksha, because it has got direct opposition. Like how tejaha timira sanghavat. Like how light is opposed to darkness. Light can dispel darkness because light is opposed to darkness. Because of ignorance, we feel the sense of limitation. Parichinnaha. Parichinnaha iva. Actually, we don't become limited, we appear limited. Truth cannot change by imagination. Truth remains the truth, but it gives a different experience for us. Truth will not change. The fact of the self being infinite, Satchidananda, is not going to change by 1,000 imaginations done for 1,000,000 years. It's not going to change. This is Atmabodha book. But suppose you think this is some novel Swamiji has brought. Oh, you may imagine it and then you say, oh, Swamiji, what book he has brought? Maybe Premchand, some book he has had. Or maybe some, War and Peace of Leo Tolstoy. That can't be so small. A very fat book. Whatever you imagine, the fact of this going to be Atmabodha book is not going to change. In the same way, however much we imagine, the fact of the self being Sachidananda is not going to change. But it gives a sense of being limited. Experience becomes like that. That is why it is said parichinna iva. Iva means as though. As though. Maybe you should just underline that line. Iva you should underline. Because it is never going to change. It appears as though. And tannashe, when that ignorance ends, then what? Kevalaha. Now let us see the example. What is the example? The sun does not appear in its full glory, does not appear with full effulgence, because it is veiled by clouds, veiled by the drifting rainy clouds, monsoon clouds. So you don't see its full grandeur. But then, when the winds drive away those clouds, then the sun shines in all its glory. The single solo sun shines there. Now what happened to the clouds? Gone away. The same way, today our experience of the self is not just the self. It's a self along with the experience of the body, along with the experience of the mind. I am the body, I am the mind. This also is clouding I am. I am is there, I am is a self. But along with the experience of the limitations of the body, mind and intellect, our experience is there. Now once this ignorance, this limitation is removed, then what happens? The self shines in all its glory, full, single. Then no more is the experience of the body, mind and intellect part of the self-experience. The self-experience shines as pure Sachidananda. This is one meaning of Kevala. Remember two meanings? The sun shines in all its glory without the clouds. Similarly, what is happening here? The self-experience shines without the experience of I am body, I am mind, I am intellect, I am the senses, clouding the self-experience. Body is there, mind is there, but I am body, I am, that doesn't come in the middle of the self-experience. This is the meaning of, first meaning of Kevalaha. Second meaning is what? Swayam prakashate. Now what is it? Once the clouds go away, to see the sun, you don't need any other light. Why? Because the sun is self-shining. Because it has its own effulgence. Right? In the same way, when this ignorance moves away by knowledge. Clouds move away by wind. Ignorance goes away by knowledge. And then to see the self, to see myself. Do I need any other? Oh, knowledge has gone away. Knowledge has removed ignorance. And it is shining. The self is shining. And to see this self, you don't need any other light. A jnani is not going to say, I am a jnani. A jnani is not going to say, I am a jnani. Are you seeing? The clouds go away. With the help of the wind, then what is there? Sun alone is. Jnana moves away ajnaana. And the self alone is. And to see this self, you don't need knowledge. Because it is self-shining. If you find anybody is telling, I am a jnani. Please understand. Oh, which problem है? Now that becomes more clear in the next verse. So do you see that what is the example as communicating two things? One focus is on kevalaha. Another focus is on swayam prakashati. Next verse we'll read together. We have read it before also. Verse number 5. Ajnaana-kalusham jeevam jnaana-abhyaasaat vi-nir-malam kritvaa jnaanam swayam nashyet jalam kataka-renu-vat. Example here is jalam kataka-renu-vat. I do not know. Anyone knows Tamil here? Anyone knows Tamil? Konjam konjam theriyum. Tetangottai. Have you heard this? Tetangottai. Tetangottai. Okay, I'll tell you what the example is. See, I don't know in Hindi what they call. I know the biological term for it. That's stretched nose potatorum. That is a stretched nose or stretched nose potatorum. Anybody who's a botany person? Pitkari. Acha. Pitkari. Okay. You now you know all. See, when they take water from the river, especially monsoon season and all, from the river, or even sometimes the well also, that water has got a lot of sand particles. And it is not suitable for drinking. You drink it, stomach will have severe problems. So what they do in homes, they put this nut powder. They put this nut powder, and what this nut powder does, it's a kind of nut. Okay? You make it a powder, you put that powder, then it joins with that sand particles. And it goes down, settles down. And then pure water remains, which can be taken and drunk. Example clear? Now, the same way he is saying, jnana does his job and it also clears away. How, Swamiji, please explain a little more? Yes, I'll explain. First time probably, there is always a first time for everything. Okay? None of us are born wise. Very rare people, Shuka, some rare people like Bhagavan, rare Rama, very rare. But ignorance is such a common phenomenon. Right? First time probably, or especially not just first time, in a very, very sincere way, probably first time one listens to the fact, you are not the body, you are not the mind, you are not the intellect, but you are the pure self, you are consciousness, you are Satchidananda. Satchidananda Swaruposi. In the Puranas, we have the example of Madalasa. She is that baby, Madalasa, the queen Madalasa, she is telling the baby while she is rocking the baby to put the child to sleep. Shuddhosi. In the bhajan time, you please sing this. Shuddhosi, Buddhosi, Niranjanosi. She is telling her child. She is a jnani, a great person, knows the nature of the self. She is telling the baby, why are you crying? Why are you rodishi? Why are you crying? You are pure. You are consciousness. You are Niranjana. Niranjana means pure. Shuddha. Niranjana means without any taint. You are perfect. Like that, the mother, very rare. But usually what happens? In some kind of Shravana, we listen. And if we have that right bhava, shraddha, and then we are very awake to when we are listening to it, it strikes us. Tattvamasi, the Guru says. You are that. Student also understands aham brahmasmi. First, understanding, that's all. Then the Shravana is over. The person has grasped what is the message of the Upanishads. Then the person reflects and gets clarity. Jnaanam. Okay? Okay, jnanam has now started. Shravana itself it started. But then when it becomes clear, it's better knowledge. And then what the person does goes to nididhyasana. In nididhyasana, what the person does, he takes this aham brahma asmi, not mechanically, but the person who has understood that really applies it to oneself. This becomes jnaana-abhyaasaat. Okay? So a person becomes more, that knowledge what he has taken, the example what you all discussed, the sugar is put and then it is that knowledge which is put there now becomes part. Aham brahmasmi, aham brahmasmi, aham brahmasmi. It is getting more and more deeper. What it does, that puts an end to ignorance. That puts an end to ignorance. What ignorance, Swamiji? That notion, I am the body, I am the mind, I am the intellect. This we have now the sense of limitation, is it not? I am a man. Or whatever, I am a woman. Sometimes in those places, in those people where the idea of I am a Brahmana, I am a Kshatriya, I am a Vaishya, I am a Shudra, some people, this notion is strong. All of them are based on ignorance only. You understand? Because all of them are based on identification on the body, mind and intellect. Don't say that, Swamiji. I am a Keralite. I am a Pakka Mallu. That is also based on Upadhi only. Body, mind, intellect only. You understand? Now all these notions, along with I'm a good for nothing fellow. That's somebody. Another say I am a very capable fellow. That is also a problem only. Everything is based on identification of the body, mind and intellect. This knowledge, aham sachidananda swarupaha, my nature is sachidananda, aham brahma asmi, puts an end to this ignorance. And once it has put an end to ignorance, what will happen to this aham brahma asmi? Will a jnani keep on saying aham brahma asmi, aham brahma asmi, aham brahma asmi? No. Just as now, do I, after getting up in the morning, I am a man, I should not forget, I am a man, I am a man, I am a man. I am a man, I am a man, I am a man, I am a man. Do I keep on going and telling myself, I am a man, I am a man? No, it's part of me. It's ignorance, it's part of me. The same way, once this notion, I am so and so, aham, I am so and so, I am a brahmachari, I am a grahastha, I am vanaprastha, I am a sannyasi, I am so and so. All of them, all these notions of limitations are all put to an end by this knowledge. Which knowledge? Which I gained in Shravana, which I made it perfect in Manana, I got it clarified in Manana, and which I am abiding in Nididhyasana. Once that puts an end to ignorance of this nature, limitation, parichinna bhava, then what will happen to that knowledge? After it done its job, it also goes away. It leaves you pure. Ignorance is impure. Knowledge also is impure. If I have to keep on telling I am man, I am man, I am man, kya musibat? What problem? It should be natural. So, the opposition for ignorance is with knowledge. Knowledge puts an end to ignorance. And what does knowledge do? Knowledge also goes. Knowledge also goes does not mean, knowledge also goes means again you become ignorant. The purpose of knowledge is served. Like how you put that nut powder, kataka-renu, that kataka-renu first removes first works with all the dirt and makes it settle, and it also settles down finally, leaving the water pure for you to drink. If kataka-renu powder is still in the water, can you drink? No. Right? Are you getting? Subtle. Little subtle. Knowledge, when it goes, you don't become ignorant. Why? Swayam prakashate atma. Self shines by itself of its own light. Swayam prakashate. What light you need, what knowledge you need to see the self? Because it shines by itself. Are you getting? Swamiji, once more you tell. Okay, once more I will tell. Please, with the example you tell, Swamiji. Okay? Water, which is dirty. Right? The self today, which is appearing along with the limitation. When I say I am a man, I am a woman, so on, that is that water. Okay? The sense of limitation is the dirt. Now you put that cleaning nut, that is knowledge. What does the cleaning nut do? It removes the dirt. What does knowledge do? It removes ignorance. Then afterwards, what happens to a cleaning nut? It also goes away. Knowledge also removes ignorance, and knowledge also ends. Knowledge also ends means what? Aham Brahma Asmi removes Aham Jivaha Asmi. I am Jiva. I am an individual. And finally, once Aham Jivaha Asmi also goes away by Aham Brahma Asmi, now no more Aham Brahma Asmi is required. Why? Atman, which is the Supreme Brahman, shines forth by itself. Atman of the nature of Satchidananda shines by itself. Ajnaana kalusham jeevam, meaning that individual, that pure self only, but with ajnaana, with the sense of limitation, it appears as jiva. Ajnaana kalusham jeevam. So self veiled by ignorance is jiva. Self sullied by ignorance, polluted by ignorance is jiva. Dirty water. Water is clean, but dirt has not become one with the water. Dirt is appearing in the water. Actually, that sand has not polluted water. Water appears muddy. But anytime you want, you can make it pure if you remove the sand. Sand has not entered into H2O and broken the bond and been part of it. No. Water, H2O is H2O. But along with that, it appears muddy. Ignorance never actually pollutes the self. Why? Because you imagine something about yourself is not going to change the nature of the self. The fact of self being Satchidananda is never broken. Because that is fact. Experience of today for myself is I am an individual. That is only an experience. It is not a fact. But experience is troublesome. Yes. That is why I want to go out of Samsaarah. That is why I want to put an end to bondage. So, I use knowledge. I gain in Shravana knowledge. I make it clear that knowledge in Manana, at the completion of Manana. then I make that knowledge steady in nididhyasana. The knowledge which is steady puts an end to ignorance. Once the knowledge becomes steady, S-T-E-A-D-Y, okay, not S-T-U-D-Y. Once the knowledge becomes steady, it puts an end to ignorance. So aham brahmasmi puts an end to aham jivaha asmi. It puts an end. Right? The dirt settles down. Then what happens to that aham brahma asmi, that knowledge, what you gained in Shravana and what you perfected in Manana and what you are abiding very firmly in Nididhyasana meditation, all this is jnaana-abhyaasaat. Vi-nir-malam kritvaa, jnaanam vi-nir-malam kritvaa. Jnana makes that jeeva pure, makes that jeeva pure. That nut powder makes that water pure. In the same way, jnana removes the ignorance, and then what? Swayam nashyet, it also ends. Example, jalam kataka-renu-vat. Only one question for which you should remember the answer. If jnana also goes away, will I not become ignorant? That means you are thinking jnana is required to see the self. Jnana is required only to remove ignorance. Nothing is required to see the sun. Only wind has to remove the cloud. The sun is clear because it is self-lit. That question, that answer you must keep in mind. This is a very, very deep point. Okay? Shall we read the verse once more and then go to the next verse? Ajnaana kalusham jeevam jnaana-abhyaasaat vi-nir-malam kritvaa jnaanam swayam nashyet jalam kataka-renu-vat. So jnaana-abhyasa is what? Shravana, manana, nididhyasana. And jnana is what? Aham brahmasmi is the jnana. Ajnana is what? Aham jivaha asmi. Aham jivaha asmi, how do you translate it in English? I am an individual. Okay, let's go to the next verse. Now you think now. Explanation is over, you have to think. Samsaarah svapna-tulyah raga-dvesha-aadi sankulah swakaale satya-vat bhaati prabodhe satya-sad-bhavet. Samsaarah together, right? Samsaarah. This together I should not be saying. You should chant by yourself. Samsaarah. Swakaale. Here one more example, one more concept. Swakaale satya-vat bhaati prabodhe sati asat bhavet. Dream. Swakaale satya-vat bhaati. When you are in the dream, it looks all so real. Suddenly when afternoon you are resting for half an hour. Do you rest for half an hour? Yes, Swami, we rest for half an hour. And you rested, then you went back home. Mother, Ma, I am missing you. That is what you thought before you go to sleep. Okay? Now, when you went back home. And there at home, your mummy is making some lovely dishes and it's raining everywhere, and then says, come home, some bhaji bonda, whatever mother is making, and then along with, let us say, sauce and whatever, everything is there. And then you think, Then from outside, hey, get up, it's time to go. You come on. When you were dreaming, your mother, a home, the nice, you're sitting in front, and then the television, and then you have the plate, and in that plate you have bonda, and then you have that sauce. You're eating everything. Bonda, I don't know. Bhaji, bonda, and pakoda, all those kind of snacks. I don't know, probably sometime they may give bonda here, then you will know what is bonda. All those swakaale, when you are seeing all those things, meaning at the time when you are dreaming, everything appears very real. You suppose at the time when you are dreaming, actual dreaming, suppose I am also in the dream, by any chance, let us say, I am in the dream. And then I say, this bonda is false, this bhaji is false, this is all imagination, this is all dream, this sauce is false, your mother is false. False. At that time it looks very true. But when you wake up, then you understand everything is only apparent. Everything was only apparent. Everything was only an appearance. But when you are in the dream, it appears very, very real. If somebody were to tell it is an appearance, it is not going to make sense. Swakaale satya-vat bhaati. When in the swakaale means in the time of dream, it all appears real. Prabodhe sati. And when you wake up, then what happens? Immediately you understand, oh, everything was false. Have you heard this statement, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya? That is this only. What? Samsaarah svapna-tulyah. Samsaarah, this word. Samsaarah does not mean exactly world, does not mean only experience, this experience of the world. Everything together. The world and its experience, or the world of experience. How is it? Swapna-tulyah. It is like a dream. Swapna-tulyah, like dream. It is not dream, it is like a dream. It's like a dream. Why it is like? Meaning there is one aspect similar. What is it similar? Swakaale satya-vat bhaati. Prabodhe sati asat bhavet. While we are going through it, it appears very real. But the moment you wake up from the dream and come to a higher state of awareness, in fact, so to say, the truer state of awareness, and when you come to that waking state, which is, so to say, the true state of awareness at this point of time for us, from the waking state, in the waking state, you go to dream and you imagine a world. The world can be so brilliant, so, mountains and rivers and lakes and countries, and you can imagine whatever things you want to imagine, you can imagine. It may be a very elaborate world and everything looks so real. At the moment you come from that state to a higher state of experience, then what will happen to this dream, the lower state of experience? You understand it is false. Not while you are in the dream, but when you wake up from the dream and go to your higher state. And then you have Ashadosh telling you, why did you come late? You got caught. That is the actual state of life. The dream state was with your mom. The actual state of come when you come, and the whole thing is false. When you wake up in the same way, now in this state, which we think is real, everything looks real. How long will it appear this way? As long as we are in this state. And we call this as waking state. That we call it as dream state, right? But this is also one level down. It is not as down as that dream state, it is one level high. But this is not the highest, this is not the truest, this is not the factual. When you wake up to your actual state. And what is your actual state? When you wake up to the actual state of my true nature of Satchidananda, then no more you feel that you are Advayananda. I am using my name. When you wake up to your true nature, no more is the experience of being an individual in this world of experience filled with raga-dvesha. Can you see that word? Raga-dvesha-aadi sankulah. What is raga-dvesha-aadi sankulah? Sankulah is filled. Filled with what? Raga-dvesha. Raga is what I like, dvesha is what I dislike. That is how, with likes and dislikes we live our life. And all our life, what do? We run towards what we like. And then we run away from what we dislike. And then what happens? What we dislike comes running towards us. And what we like runs away from us. And this is called our life. This is our autobiography in one line. Right? This whole... Why raga-dvesha is used? Like people playing football. One person kicks the ball, another person kicks the ball. Have you seen sometimes children playing football? One person will be here, another boy will be here. And this boy will kick the ball, and this boy will again kick the ball. In the same way, one side is raga, another side is dvesha, and between is you. Raga kicks you here, you go there. And dvesha kicks you here, you go there. And we are living our life like this. Now you are all here together. You all are together, right? You are all friendly, everything is fine. 1 month you stay together, let us see what happens. You mean, not even 1 month, 1 week? Maybe it has started even now. I like this fellow. Oh, egoistic fellow, arrogant. Made your decision. Such a sweet person. We make our whole life with raga-dvesha sweet. Such a foolish way of living. Such a foolish way of living. Why don't you expand yourself and be the whole world, everyone? Ayam nijo paro veti garana lagu chetasam udara charitanam tu vasudhaiva kutumbakam. This is all mine, this is all somebody, this is that, all complicated. We divide people, we divide states, we divide communities, we divide countries, we divide caste, we divide creed, and fight. How long this will go on? Swakaale satya-vat bhaati, prabodhe satya-sat bhavet. So, but how long, Swamiji, this world will be, this world of experience with raga, dvesha and all those things, how long will it be real? As long as you have not seen the truth. Next verse. Let us read the next verse. Taavat satyam jagad bhaati shuktika rajatam yatha yavanna jnayate brahma sarvadhishthanamadvayam Taavat sat. This I should not say. This is your job. So that I get some rest. Brahma Dhisthanamadvayam. Next example. First go see example. Then the point will become clear. Shuktika rajatam yatha. Can you see that? Shuktika rajatam yatha. Yatha just as. Shuktika rajatam. Shuktika. Shuktika is shell. Rajatam, silver. Silver, in those days, coins and all were made of silver. Nowadays, it's not made up of silver, yet sometimes shell appears as silver. You go to the beach, I'm sure you must have. Go to the beach, and there you find that mumfali wala is selling mumfali. You need 10 rupees or you need 1 rupee. At my time and all, it was 1 rupee. I don't know, it can't be 1 rupee. So you're going to the beach, and there you find 1 rupee coin. Slowly you go there. You can't bend and take like that. It will become very bad. Others will think, So you stand there and put your leg on top and there. And then slowly, you have technique, you can hold it with the leg and bring it here and then put your hand and put in the pocket. Now you have got 1 rupee. You go to the mumfali wala, you ask for it, and then he gives you, and then you take and then give 1 rupee. He says, what are you giving me? It's a shell. The shell appears as a coin. Shuktikaha rajatam yata. How long will the shell appear as silver, as that coin? Till you have actually touched with your hand and seen, this is a shell. Actually, you are not even giving to him. The moment you put your hand in your pocket and then you touch, what I have to do now? Then you say, I will come in sometime. You keep it with you. Say, you purchase. No, I'll give you the money. You just keep it. And then you run from there. Then what shame? How can you give him shell? As long as you have not seen it is a shell, you will see that it is a coin, silver. And the moment you see it is a shell, you will give up your misunderstanding it is a coin. Is it not? In the same way, Taavat satyam jagat bhaati. This entire world of experience. This entire world of experience, you, me, she, he, tree, mountain, building, all of them appear as this so and so, this and that. Meaning each object appears to be that particular object. But that is only as long you have not seen what its truth is exactly. What is its truth? Just as how your truth is Satchidananda, your essence is, your nature is Satchidananda, and everybody's essence, truth, nature is Satchidananda, this inert world of object is also Satchidananda. But Swamiji, I can't see, I see it as a kerchief only. What is the example here? As long as you have not seen the truth of it, it will appear to you as a world. Jagat Satyam. But the moment you see its truth, what is its truth? That it is Satchidananda Brahman. Really speaking, you don't have to go to Vedanta to know this is false. You don't have to go to Vedanta. Don't. What is this? Mostly empty space. Huh? Mostly empty space? Only this is made up, this is cloth. Cloth is made up of threads. Thread is made up of cotton. Cotton is made up of whatever, cotton fiber, let us say. And every fiber is made up of atoms. And every atom is made up of electron, proton, neutron. Proton and neutron in the center, electron going around. Right? And mostly space. So you need to know this is not a kerchief, but mostly empty space. You don't have to go to Vedanta. What is this? Empty space. Suppose you see somebody. What is this? Who is this person? Empty space. You put your hand on there. Hey, what do you think? The other fellow also gives you too. But you are also empty space. When you say the other fellow is empty space, remember you are also empty space. Right? What I mean to say is that our vision is restricted by our means of knowledge. I am using my eyes. Therefore the world appears like this. Now just imagine for a moment, I don't have the human eyes, but I have snake eyes. Just imagine. Snakes will see ultraviolet and infrared rays. How the world is? World is very different. Now suppose I don't have, let us say, snake eyes. I don't have snake eyes. For example, I have bumblebee eyes. Bumblebee. The whole world will be continuously in motion, vibration. Because I am having a different eyes, compound eyes. Suppose I have dog eyes, everything will appear black and white. You should not say, no, the world I see is only right. Why? Because I have got a wife. Dog also has got a wife. They also have children. They are successful. In fact, the insect world is the most successful species of the whole world, whole cosmos. Now Vedanta goes deeper. It is not even space. It is pure Sat Chit Ananda, this world. Brahma Satyam, Jagat Mithya. Jagat is this world. Mithya does not mean it is not there. No. Mithya is not that. Mithya is, it appears to be there, but actually it is something else. That's called Mithya. Please understand what is Mithya. Mithya is a technical term in Vedanta. It's a technical term, and technical term has to be understood in that language. Force. F is equal to ma. Physics. That word has to be understood in that subject context. When I say Mithya in Vedanta, what I am referring to is what I see as something else, but in truth is something else altogether. I see it as a coin, but in truth it is a shell. That is called Mithya. Mithya has got two components, what you see and what it is in truth. I see this as world. In truth, this is also me. This is also me. Yes, in truth. But now I am not seeing it. Why? Because I have not understood my real nature. When I speak of Satchidananda with respect to me, I speak of it as Atman. Term I am using again. When I speak of Satchidananda with respect to the totality, a term I give that is called Brahman. You understand? I have used two terms again now. Please remember these terms. Atman, Brahman. Two terms. Same, it is all Satchidananda only. But Satchidananda with respect to me, I call it as self, Atman. Satchidananda with respect to the entirety, the totality, subject, object. The Satchidananda with respect to the objective world, a term I give, and that term is Brahman. This is a scripture, this is what you say, a Vedantic term. These are all terms with certain reasons. What does the word Brahman mean? The word Brahman means that which is big, that which is full, that which is complete, that which is large, that which is expansive. What does Atman mean? Atman means the self. And finally, Vedanta will say, you are Brahman. You are Brahman means what? The self, Atman, is Brahman. Aham, Atma, Aham, Brahma Asmi. In other words, what does Aham Brahmasmi mean? I am one with the whole world, can I say? Because Brahma is the truth of the world. When I say Aham, I am referring to Satchidananda. And when I say Brahman, I am referring to Satchidananda. In other words, the entirety is one Satchidananda. This is the meaning of Aham Brahmasmi. Without knowing, simply Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi. Ye kya Aham Brahmasmi bol rahe ho? Aham Brahmasmi. You are Brahma? No, Aham Vishnu Asmi, another person will say. What are you talking? Shivoham. You are Shiva? No, I am not Shiva. Shiva means auspiciousness. Auspicious means Satchidananda. I am Satchidananda. It has got deep meaning. Remember, spirituality is a science. Adhyatma Vidya. You have to study in the way you study other sciences also. Meaning, slowly, steadily. You have to master the terms, then master the concepts, then apply it. There you don't have to apply it. Maybe you apply it in the research laboratory, or you apply it to create some inventions and innovations and make further discoveries. Here also you apply it to come to the truth. I hope I have not troubling your head too much. You are following? Otherwise, Swamiji, Babaray, my head is burning, bursting now, too many things. Slowly. So what is it said here? Just as how the shell is appearing as silver, only as long as you have not seen the actual nature of that silver, that coin, to be the shell, in the same way, this entire world appears to be the world of names and forms and colors and this and that. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. Do you understand these words? Shabda, sound. Sparsha, touch. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, forms. Rasa, taste. Gandha, smell. Through the five senses. This is the world that we know. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. This is what we know. And then we give name for it. Then we say rose flower. Right? So, all this world we give a name. And what is this world? This world is only Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. Five things put together with some different names we give for that. Each one. It will appear to be this as long as you have not seen the truth of that coin. The moment you understand, the moment you experience, more than understand, the moment you experience what? That this is Satchidananda, this is Brahma, then what will happen? It will no more appear to be like a coin. You will see the truth of it to be Brahman. Taavat satyam jagat bhaati shuktika rajatam yata yavanna jnayate brahma sarvadishthana madvayam. Swamiji, your name has come here. Yavanna jnayate. When you don't see it is shuktika. When you don't see it as shell, it appears as a rajata, as a silver coin. The same way, you should not talk in the middle of the class. The same way, as long as you don't see it as Brahman, you don't see it as Satchidananda. What is this Brahman? Sarva adhisthana. Like how the shell is the adhisthana, substratum for that coin, in the same way, The Satchidananda Brahma is the Adhisthana for the entire Jagat. What is Adhisthana? Substratum. What is substratum? That on which you see something else. You know, Adhisthana, substratum. So, shell is Adhisthana. Coin is what? Adhyastha. What is superimposed? Substratum, superimposition. What you imagine. So, world is like coin. Brahman is like the shell. We stop here for the moment. Today we have completed how many verses? Only 2 verses we have completed, right? Now 3 verses. Shall we read them together? 5, 6, 7. Ajnaana-kalusham jeevam jnaana-abhyaasaat vi-nir-malam kritvaa jnaanam swayam nashyet jalam kataka-renu-vat Samsaarah svapna-tulyah dvesha-aadi sankulah swakaale satya-vat bhaati prabodhe satya-vat Taavat satyam jagad bhaati shuktika rajatam yata yavanna jnayate brahma sarvadhishthanamadvayam. Advaya means non-dual. It is a single substratum of all names and objects, of all the whole world, single substratum. What is that? One Satchidananda. It is not that this has got different Satchidananda, this has got different Satchidananda, this has got different Satchidananda. No, one Satchidananda. Advaita. It is not that your Satchidananda is different from my Satchidananda. Swamiji, your Satchidananda is more brighter. Huh? My no. Every Satchidananda is one and the same. Advayam. Advaya same as Advaita. Both mean the same. We conclude. Huh? Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.